ladies, everybody always talking about how to keep a man's attention, how to make him commit, how to make him stay. But let me tell you something real. It ain't always about what you say. Sometimes it's about how you show up. And yes, I'm going to be grown tonight because we grown folk in here. Now, when I say 5 positions that make him lose control, I ain't just talking about the bedroom. I'm talking about positions you put yourself in that will blow a man's mind. You see, control ain't just physical. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual too. Position 1, confidence. A woman who walks in the room knowing who she is, that'll knock a man off his feet faster than anything else. You ain't even touched him yet, and he already gone. Position 2, support. When a man knows you got his back no matter what, he'll lose control of his emotions because that's rare. The world beats him up, but if you're his safe place, he'll melt in your arms. Position 3, femininity. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying you can't be strong, but when you lean into that softness, that grace, that nurturing spirit, a man can't fight it. That's a position right there. Position 4, mystery. Don't give it all away on day 1. Keep him guessing, keep him curious. The unknown keeps a man hooked like a fisherman's line. And position 5, love. I'm talking real unconditional ride or die love. When a man feels that he ain't in control no more, you got the keys, the steering wheel, and the whole car. So ladies, stop thinking it's just about what happens in the sheets. The real positions that make him lose control, they start right here with how you carry yourself, how you love, and how you stand beside him. Trust me, when you master those, he's already lost in the best way. Let me tell you something about confidence. A woman who knows her worth, who walks in a room and doesn't shrink herself down, is already 10 steps ahead of the rest. Fellas may not admit it out loud, but let me keep it real with you. When a confident woman walks in, he notices. He might look away real quick like he's not paying attention, but deep down he's saying, Lord, how am I supposed to handle this? Because confidence, that's a language louder than any words you could ever say. It's like music to a man's soul. See, the problem is too many women been told to dim their light. Maybe somebody in your past told you, don't be too loud, don't be too bold, don't be too much. But being too much is exactly what makes you unforgettable. A man can find beauty anywhere. He can see a pretty face on a billboard, on Instagram, or walking down the street. But confidence, that's rare. That's not something you just stumble across every day. It's magnetic, it's powerful. And it makes a man lose control because suddenly he's not leading anymore. He's following your energy, your presence, your vibe. Now, don't confuse confidence with arrogance. I ain't talking about walking in like you better than everybody else. I'm talking about walking in like you belong. Like God made you on purpose, with purpose, and you're not about to apologize for it. That's the kind of confidence that shifts the atmosphere. You ever seen how a confident woman walks? She don't rush. She don't try to hide. She ain't pulling at her clothes. She just flows like she knows the ground she's walking on is hers. And trust me, that's what gets to a man. See, men are used to being in control. We like to think we're the hunters, the ones chasing, the ones calling the shots. But the moment a confident woman enters the picture, all that control starts slipping because he don't know how to chase her the usual way. She ain't impressed by the car he drives, the money he flashes, or the lines he spits. She's impressed by how he treats her, how he respects her. And if he can rise to the standard she's already set for herself, that flips the script. He's no longer in control. She is. Confidence also shows up in how you handle yourself when life ain't perfect. Anybody can be cool when everything's going right, but a confident woman, she can handle storms without falling apart. She can stand tall even when she's hurting. And you know what that does to a man? It humbles him because he realizes this woman don't need me to survive. She chooses me. And let me tell you something. When a man knows you don't need him, but you still want him, that's when he really loses control. And I ain't just talking about career confidence or financial confidence. I'm talking about confidence in your skin, loving yourself exactly how you are. You got stretch marks. Own them. You got curves. Celebrate them. You got scars. Wear them like armor. Because confidence is not about perfection. It's about acceptance. And when you accept yourself, you give him no choice but to accept you too. That's the real secret. Ladies, sometimes you don't even realize the power you got when you carry yourself with confidence. You could be walking through the grocery store in sweatpants, no makeup on, hair in a bun. But if you got that glow of self-assurance, somebody gonna turn their head, because confidence shines louder than jewelry, louder than designer clothes, louder than anything money can buy. It's an aura, and men can feel it before they even know your name. You know why confidence makes a man lose control? Because deep down, every man wants a woman he can admire. Not just desire, but admire. He wants to look at her and say, that's my woman. She's strong. She's fearless. She's unapologetically herself. He wants to know that if he stumbles, she won't collapse right behind him, but she'll stand firm, ready to build with him. That's the kind of confidence that turns a man's world upside down. And let me tell you something else. Confidence is contagious. When you carry it, it don't just affect him, it affects everybody around you. Other women see it and get inspired. Men see it and get intimidated or attracted, sometimes both at the same time. And when you're in a relationship, your confidence sets the tone. If you're secure in who you are, he feels safe to be vulnerable. He feels free to share his fears without worrying you'll judge him. And that kind of space, that's what makes him attached to you even deeper. A man can't fight confidence. He might try, he might play cool. He might act like he ain't noticing. But inside, he's scrambling, trying to figure out how to match that energy, how to keep up, how to make sure he don't lose you. Because he knows a confident woman don't settle. She don't chase. She don't beg. She attracts. And if he don't step up, she'll step out without hesitation. That kind of pressure. Oh yeah, that'll make him lose control real quick. So when you walk out the door tomorrow, don't lower your head. Don't question if you're enough. Know that you are. Don't shrink for nobody. Because confidence isn't just a position you take in life. It's the position that takes his heart, his mind, and his control. And once you master it, trust me, you'll never have to worry about keeping his attention again because he'll already be lost in you. Let me tell you something about men. The world does not make it easy for us. Every day we walk out that door and it's a fight to prove ourselves, a fight to stay respected, a fight to hold everything together even when we feel like it's falling apart. And most of the time, we can't tell anybody about it. We can't break down at work. We can't show weakness with our boys, and we definitely can't let the world see us sweat. That's the weight men carry. But when a man has a woman who supports him, who says, baby, I see you and I got you, that does something to him that no car, no house, no job title can ever do, that kind of support makes him lose control because he realizes he's got something money can't buy. See, a lot of women don't realize how powerful support is. You might think you got to impress him with how you look, what you cook, how you dress. And sure, that might catch his eye. But what catches his heart is knowing you're there when he's at his lowest. When the checks ain't clearing, when the business deal falls apart, when his confidence is shaky and he doesn't feel like himself. And you're still there, still encouraging, still believing. That's the kind of thing that makes a man weak in the knees because it's rare. Most of the time, people only want to be around for the sunshine. But if you show up in the storm, you're unforgettable. Now, I don't mean support in the sense that you got to fix everything for him. No man wants to feel like he's somebody's project. But support looks like being the place where he can take the mask off. When the world tells him he got to be tough 24/7, you let him exhale. You let him be human. You say, I believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. That's fuel. That's oxygen. That's what keeps him fighting when he wants to give up. And let me tell you something. When a man finds that, he does not forget it. He will remember who was in his corner when nobody else was. He will remember the woman who prayed for him when he couldn't pray for himself. He will remember the woman who saw a king in him when all he felt like was a pawn. That kind of support sticks to his soul. He might not say it out loud every day because men ain't always good with words, but inside he's saying, this woman right here, she's the one. Support also means celebrating his wins, no matter how small they are. Sometimes a man comes home with good news and it ain't nothing major. Maybe he got recognition at work. Maybe he fixed something around the house. Maybe he made progress on a goal he's been chasing. If you light up for him, if you clap for him, if you make him feel like his wins matter, you just built him up in ways the world never will. You just reminded him that somebody's proud of him, and that pride will drive him to do even more. And don't get it twisted. Support goes both ways. A man worth having is going to turn around and support you too. But the way you start that cycle is by showing him it's safe to lean on you. Because here's the truth. Every strong man you see was built with the love and support of somebody behind him. No man stands tall completely on his own. Somewhere he had somebody who believed. And when that somebody is his woman, his partner, his love, he's gone. He's yours. So ladies, don't underestimate it. Support is not weakness. Support is strength. It's saying, I see the best in you, and I'm here while you grow into it. And when you give that to a man, when you become his safe place, his cheerleader, his backbone, his partner in the fight, that's when he loses control. Not because you weakened him, but because you gave him something he can't find anywhere else. Now let me tell you something. Femininity is one of the most misunderstood powers a woman has. People get it twisted and think being feminine means being weak, soft in a way that makes you get walked over. That's not it at all. Femininity is not about shrinking yourself or pretending you can't handle things. It's about leaning into the strength that comes with your softness, your grace, your nurturing spirit, and the natural energy that makes you different from a man. And when you do that, when you embrace that side of yourself without shame, a man can't help but lose control because you're giving him something the world doesn't give him: balance. See, a man lives in constant battle mode. Out there in the world, it's about competing, proving, fighting, hustling. We live in toughness all day long. But when a man comes home to a woman who leans into her femininity, who brings peace instead of more war, he can't resist that. It's like a breath of fresh air. You ever notice how a man will say, I just want peace? That's because the world wears him down. Femininity brings that calm, that healing touch, that gentle reminder that he doesn't always have to be on guard. That right there will make him lose all the control he thought he had. But don't confuse femininity with silence. It doesn't mean you don't speak your mind. It doesn't mean you don't have opinions or strength. In fact, true femininity has power in its voice. It's the way you can correct him without tearing him down. It's the way you can push him forward without making him feel small. It's how you can say, baby, I believe in you, in a tone that makes him stand taller. That's a superpower. Men can get yelled at by the world, criticized at work, doubted by their peers. But when he comes to you and feels lifted by your words, that's a drug he can't quit. And femininity is not just about words. It's in your presence. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you smile, the way you bring light into a room. You know what makes a man lose control? When you show him strength without trying to outdo his strength. When you let him be masculine while you stand firm in your feminine. That dynamic creates an energy that pulls him right in. It's the balance of yin and yang, fire and water, power and grace. Femininity also shows in the way you care. I don't mean playing somebody's maid or being a pushover. I mean, the way you can sense when he's not okay, the way you check on him without him having to ask, the way you touch his arm or rub his back and remind him he's human too. That nurturing quality, that softness, that patience. A man can't find that out there. And when he feels it from you, it disarms him. The walls he's been building all day long start crumbling down, and suddenly he's vulnerable in your hands. That's when he loses control, because he's given you a side of him he doesn't show to anyone else. And let me tell you, femininity is not just about what you give to him. It's about how you honor yourself, too. It's wearing what makes you feel beautiful, speaking in a way that reflects your grace, moving through life with poise. That energy makes people treat you differently. And men, especially, feel it. He sees you walking in that light, and it makes him want to step up, to protect it, to cherish it, because it's rare. The truth is, femininity is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing you don't have to fight the same way he fights, because you've got another set of tools that are just as powerful, if not more. And when a man experiences that, when he feels the peace, the grace, the softness, the nurturing spirit of a woman who is secure in her femininity, he can't keep control of himself. His guard drops, his heart opens, and he realizes he's standing in front of something sacred. One of the most powerful things a woman can carry is mystery. Now, when I say mystery, I don't mean being sneaky or playing games. I'm talking about that ability to leave something for a man to discover, to keep a little bit of yourself tucked away so he's always curious, always leaning in, always wanting to know more. See, a man's nature is to pursue. If you give him everything up front, if you lay it all out on the table right away, he might enjoy it for a moment, but soon he'll stop chasing because there's nothing left to figure out. Mystery is what keeps him on his toes. Mystery is what makes him lose control, because now he's chasing something he can't fully pin down. Think about it like this. When you first meet somebody, everything is exciting because you don't know everything yet. You're piecing things together, learning little details, connecting dots. That excitement fades for a lot of people because they reveal everything too fast. They tell their whole story on the first date. They put all their cards on the table, and then there's nothing left to unwrap. But a mysterious woman, she's wise enough to give him just enough to keep him interested without handing over the whole map. She knows the power of leaving room for curiosity. And let me tell you, men are wired to love the chase. We are hunters by nature. If you take away the chase, you take away a man's natural drive to pursue. But when you carry mystery, you give him a reason to keep coming back. He thinks he's figured you out. Then you surprise him. He thinks he knows all your moves. Then you show him another side. That unpredictability is intoxicating. It makes him feel like he can never fully relax, never assume he's got you all the way. And that keeps his attention locked in. Mystery also shows up in how you carry yourself. You don't have to announce everything you're doing. You don't have to put every thought on social media. You don't have to let everybody into your private world. Some things are better kept between you and God, between you and the people who earn the right to know. A man who sees that kind of restraint respects it. It makes him realize you're not just available to anybody, and that makes him want to earn more of you. It's the same with physical intimacy. If you give all of that away too fast, he might enjoy the moment, but the mystery is gone. But if you take your time, if you let things unfold in layers, if you allow him to wonder, what else is there to learn about this woman? Then you've got him hooked. Because he's not just experiencing you. He's experiencing the unknown, the anticipation, the excitement of what's coming next. And mystery is not about being cold or distant. It's about being intentional with what you share and when you share it. It's about knowing you're worth enough to say, you don't get everything at once. You earn it piece by piece. That's not manipulation. That's self-respect. And when a man feels that, he can't stop thinking about you. Because in a world where everybody is trying to be seen, trying to reveal everything for attention. You stand out as the one who makes him work for it. That's why mystery makes him lose control, because he can't predict you. He can't put you in a box. He can't sit back and say, I've got her all figured out. Instead, he's always leaning forward, always trying to understand you better, always wondering what's next. And that wondering, that not knowing, that endless curiosity, oh, that's what keeps him coming back again and again. Love is the most powerful position you can ever hold with a man. And I'm not talking about the surface level kind of love where you like him today and you're gone tomorrow. I'm talking about the kind of love that's consistent, that's loyal, that shows up when it's not easy. When a man feels that kind of love from a woman, he loses control because it touches parts of him that the world never reaches. See, the world measures a man by what he does, what he earns, what he can provide. But love sees him for who he really is, not just what he produces. That's what makes it so powerful. Now, men don't always say it, but every man craves that kind of love. We walk around like we don't need it, like we're fine on our own. But the truth is, when a man feels genuinely loved, he changes. He softens in places he's been hard. He trusts in ways he never thought possible. And he gives more than he ever thought he had to give. That's why love makes him lose control, because it's not something he can earn with money, charm, or power. It's something that's freely given. And when it's real, he knows he can't control it. Love shows itself in little things. It's not just the big moments, the holidays, the anniversaries. It's in the way you ask if he ate today, the way you cover him with a blanket when he falls asleep on the couch, the way you pray for him without him even knowing it. Those small acts tell him, I see you, I care about you, I'm here for you. And that consistency builds a foundation that no man ever wants to lose. He might not always say it out loud, but inside he's thinking, this woman loves me in a way that nobody else does. And real love is unconditional. It doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect or accept less than you deserve. But it means you see him beyond his flaws. You understand he's human, and you choose him anyway. That kind of love is rare, because most people only love the good parts. But when you can love a man through his struggles, through his mistakes, through his growth process, he will never forget it. That love becomes a mirror that shows him who he can be at his best. And that's when he starts giving you the best of himself, because your love called it out of him. Love is also patient. It doesn't rush him into becoming who you want him to be. It gives him room to grow while still holding him accountable. That balance is powerful because it makes him feel safe while also pushing him to be better. A man in love with a woman who loves him like that will move mountains for her, because he knows he can't find that kind of connection anywhere else. And here's the thing about love. It's not just words, it's action. Anybody can say, I love you. But when you back it up with consistency, when your actions match your words, that's when it sinks deep. A man will remember the way you showed up when he was down, the way you celebrated him when he was up, the way you stayed the same through it all. That's when he realizes your love is real, and that realization shakes him. Because once a man knows he has that, he understands he can't play with it. He can't take it lightly. It's too valuable. That's why love is the ultimate thing that makes a man lose control. It strips away the pride, the ego, the walls he built to protect himself. It leaves him open, vulnerable, and completely invested. And when he feels that kind of love, he knows he's not just with anybody. He's with somebody he can build a life with, somebody he can trust with his heart, somebody he can call his forever. A lot of people think a relationship is just about what happens in the bedroom. But let me tell you something. If that's all you've got, it won't last. Intimacy is important, sure. But the real glue that holds two people together is connection. I'm talking about the kind of connection that goes deeper than physical, the kind that touches your emotions, challenges your mind, and feeds your spirit. When a man feels that with a woman, he loses control, because that's not something he can buy, and it's not something he can fake. That's rare, and it changes him. Emotional connection is when he feels safe to be himself around you. Men don't always admit it, but most of us are starving for a place where we can take off the mask. Every day we walk around acting tough, like we got it all handled, but deep down we've got fears, doubts, insecurities. If a man feels like he can tell you what's on his heart without you using it against him, that's powerful. That makes him open up in ways he doesn't open up with anybody else. And when he finds that, he can't let it go, because the truth is emotional safety is one of the biggest needs a man has but rarely gets. Then there's the mental connection. A man wants somebody he can build with, talk to, dream with. It ain't just about laughing at jokes or watching the same TV shows. It's about being able to sit down and have conversations that stretch his mind, challenge him to think differently, help him see the world from another angle. That stimulation, that feeling of, man, this woman is sharp. She gets me. She inspires me. That does more for him than looks ever could. Beauty fades, but a mind that sharpens his own, that's forever attractive. And let's not forget spiritual connection. When two people connect on that level, it's deeper than anything else. That's when you're not just partners in love, you're partners in purpose. You pray together, you encourage each other to stay aligned with God. You hold each other accountable to a higher standard. A man who feels that with a woman knows he's standing on solid ground. He knows this isn't just about chemistry, it's about destiny. And that's the kind of bond that doesn't break easy. See, when you've got all three, emotional, mental, and spiritual, physical intimacy becomes richer too. Because now it's not just bodies touching, it's souls connecting. And that's the part that makes a man lose control, because it's not lust, it's love on another level. It's not just about what happens in the moment. It's about knowing he's tied to you in ways that go beyond the surface. Men will come across plenty of women they're attracted to. That's easy. But the one who captures his heart, the one who makes him think, who makes him feel, who lifts him spiritually, that's the one he can't forget. That's the one who has him wondering what she's doing when she's not around. That's the one he wants to come home to. That's the one he feels like he can't live without. Because she's not just giving him love, she's giving him peace, growth, and purpose all in one. That's the real secret. You don't just want to be the woman who excites him, you want to be the woman who completes him. When he feels that on every level, heart, mind, and soul, that's when he knows he's found something sacred. And that's when he loses control, because he's no longer just dealing with feelings. He's dealing with forever.